ஹரே கிருஷ்ணா. இன்றைய நிகழ்ச்சியில மகாராஜ் பகவத்கீதை 7ஆம் அத்தியாயத்திலிருந்து 7வது ஸ்லோகத்தை பற்றிய விரிவுரை சொல்ல போகிறார்கள். ஹரே கிருஷ்ணா. Today we are going to hear the lecture from Maharaj on Srimad Bhagavad Gita, chapter 7, sloka 7. நமக்கு இன்னைக்கு மகாராஜ் ஆங்கிலத்தில் பேசிட்டு இருக்கப்போ தமிழில் இங்கே நம்முடைய ஆன்மீக சகோதரர் கோவிந்தன் பிரபு அந்த பின்னாடி தமிழ்ல கூட அந்த மொழிபெயர்ப்பு பேச இருக்கிறார்கள். யாருக்காச்சும் தமிழ் கேட்கணும் அப்படின்னாக்க தயவு செய்து அந்த மண்டபத்தில் ஹரே கிருஷ்ணா. Govinda Jaya Jaya Gopala Jaya Jaya Ramana Hari Govinda Jaya Jaya Govinda Jaya Jaya Gopala Jaya Jaya Ramana Hari Govinda Jaya Jaya Govinda Jaya Jaya Gopala Jaya Jaya Govinda Jaya Jaya Gopala Jaya Jaya Ramana Hari Govinda Jaya Ramana Hari Govinda Jaya Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Prabhupada, Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Maharaj, Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki, Ananta Kurti Rai Sarvakandi ki, Nitai Gaur Karinandi ki, Glory to some, all glory to some, all glory to some, all glory to some. I'm very happy to be here for the first time in Coimbatore to be able to address a larger audience. I came here twice, but there was one time there was no time, and the other time there was a temporary, and that was about 27 years ago. Very happy to see so many people coming forward and taking to Krishna consciousness. So today I'll read from Srimad Bhagavad Gita, 7th chapter, 7th verse, famous verse. Mata Parataramnaya Kinjiraste Dhananjaya Mai Sarvamidam Gotam Sutre Manigana Eva. Translation. O conqueror of wealth, there is no truth superior to me. Everything rests upon me as pearls are strung on a thread. So everyone can please repeat. O conqueror of wealth, there is no truth superior to me. Everything rests upon me as pearls are strung on a thread. There is a common controversy over whether the supreme absolute truth is personal or impersonal. As far as Bhagavad Gita is concerned, the absolute truth is the personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna. And this is confirmed in every step. In this verse, in particular, it is stressed that the absolute truth is a person, that the personality of Godhead is the supreme absolute truth, is also the affirmation of the Brahma Samhita. Ishvara Parama Krishna Sati Ananda Vigraha. That is, the supreme absolute truth, personality of Godhead, is Lord Krishna, who is the primeval Lord, the reservoir of all pleasure, Govinda, and the eternal form of complete bliss and knowledge. These authorities leave no doubt that the absolute truth is the supreme person, the cause of all causes.
The personalist, however, argues on the strength of the Vedic version given in the Shvetashvatara Upanishad 3:10. Tatoyan Uttaraparam Tat Arupam Anamayam Yaritavidur Amritas Ekohanti Atha Athakare Yukam Eva Piyanti. In the material world, Brahma, the primeval living entity within this universe, is understood to be the supreme amongst the demigods, human beings, and lower animals. But beyond Brahma, there is the transcendent, who has no material form and is free from all material contamination. Anyone who can know him also becomes transcendental, but those who do not know him suffer the miseries of the material world. The impersonalist puts more stress on the word arupam, but this arupam is not impersonal. It indicates the transcendental form of eternity, bliss, and knowledge, as described in Brahma Samhita quoted above. Other verses in the Shvetashvatara Upanishad 3:9, 8 and 9 substantiate this as follows. Vedahamitam Purusham Mahantam Adityavanam Tamasa Paratat Tameva Vidipati Nityameti Nadyata Vidyayandaya Yadmat Parunataramasti Enchit Yasmin Ayano Shayo Stikinchit Dikshai Vasta Tapno I know that Supreme Personality is Godhead, who is transcendental to all material conception of darkness. Only he who knows him can transcend the bonds of birth and death. There is no way for liberation other than this knowledge of that Supreme Person. There is no truth superior to that Supreme Person, because he is the supermost. He is smaller than the smallest, and he is greater than the greatest. He is situated as a silent tree, and he illuminates the transcendental sky. And as a tree spreads its roots, he spreads his extensive energy. From these verses, one concludes that the Supreme Absolute Truth is the Supreme Personality Godhead, who is all-pervading by his multi-energies, both material and spiritual. Om Jnana Divanandasya Gananandasya Chakshu Rumilitam Yena Tasmat Sri Gurave. So, Srila Prabhupada concludes this purport by saying his multi-energy, spiritual and material. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Aham Sarvasya Prabhavo Mata Sarvam Pravartate, that I am the source of everything material and spiritual. Otherwise, everything is part of Krishna. And Krishna is all pervading. This particular verse, the 7th verse of the 7th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, is the first time in Bhagavad Gita where Krishna declares that he is the Supreme Person. He is Godhead. So, before that, he indicates it. He hints that he is that Supreme Person. But he is here. He is declaring it to Arjuna, and he says not only that, but everything rests upon me, just like pearls on a thread. Now, when you have a necklace, just like you have a garland here, you don't see the string. You don't see the string, but it's holding everything together. So we may not see Krishna. Later on in this chapter, Krishna said that Naham Prakasha Sarvasha Yogamaya Samavita. He says that that I am hidden from the vision of everyone. And actually later on in the 11th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says to Arjuna that Bhaktya Prananyayo Shakya Aham Nivam Nidojuna Yatum Jashtum Tatvena Pravishun Tapa. He says that only by undivided bhakti, devotional service, is it possible that you can understand who I am, Arjuna. Otherwise, you can't understand. Krishna says he reveals himself in the 4th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. Krishna says that now I am giving you this knowledge. Why? Bhakto sime sakam cheti. Because you are my devotee and you are my friend. So we all have to become the friend of Krishna. Krishna says, Sridam Sarvabhutana. I am everyone's best friend. But sometimes we don't realize that Krishna is our best friend. How good a friend is Krishna? That Krishna has been in our heart as Paramatma in all the different lives, all the different times we have transmigrated ourselves, the soul, from one body to another. And Krishna was always there. Sometimes we denied his existence. Just like here, Srila Prabhupada is speaking about the impersonal, Mayavadi. They deny Krishna's existence. They say Krishna is a temporary entity, that ultimately everything is Maya. So they deny his existence, but he never abandons them. Some people are atheists. That is becoming more popular nowadays. Actually, do you know the most popular religion in the world? Anyone know? Actually, the most popular religion in the world is whatever I believe is true. That's the most popular. Otherwise, whatever my conception of God is, that's reality. That's the absolute. And this is very popular. But Krishna says, Dear Mamo Nirahankara. And if we want to know him, we have to give up our sense of possessiveness, starting with the material body, and understand I am not this body, and also Nirahankara. We have to give up the idea that I am something special. We have this tendency. We think whatever I can conceive with my tiny little brain, with my tiny consciousness, that is reality. That is the truth. And anything that doesn't fit into my tiny little brain, that's not real. So this is a very dangerous understanding of the supreme, of the absolute truth. So here Krishna says very clearly that I am the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And the way you can understand him, Gyatum Gashtum Chatatvaina Pravishtum Cha. He says, if you really approach me with bhakti, and not any kind of bhakti, if you really want to know Krishna, you have to develop prema bhakti. And of all kinds of prema bhakti, the best prema bhakti is Braja prema bhakti, meaning understanding Krishna in Vrindavan. One of our great acharyas, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, he wrote one beautiful verse, Aradhyo Bhagavan that the Supreme Personality of Godhead is the son of Nanda Maharaj, Krishna, Tat Dham Vrindavan. And the supreme abode, even above Vaikuntha, even above Ayodhya, is Goloka Vrindavan. It is the supreme of all the abodes are transcendental, but of all the abodes. And Ramya Kanchit Upasana, Vertibadu Bargina, Gita. And the best way we can worship Krishna is following in the footsteps of the gopis of Vrindavan. That doesn't mean that we become a gopi. Maybe we will become a gopi. Maybe we are gopis, hidden, covered over. But what it means is the mood of the gopi. What is that mood? Everything is, otherwise Lord Chaitanya expressed that mood, personified in Srimati Radharani. Shishava Param Oh Krishna, you can embrace me or you can trample upon me. Otherwise, whatever you do is perfect. Of course, there's one story, which many of you know, that one time Krishna, he was sick. Of course, Krishna never gets sick. We only get sick because we have material body. But he was playing like he was sick. And so he said, the only thing that can cure me is the dust from the feet of my devotee. He said this to Narada Muni. So Narada Muni went to the Brahmin and said, Krishna is sick. He needs the dust from your feet. And Brahmin said, no, we will go to hell. No, if we give Krishna dust, we'll go to hell. No. And then he went to the queens of Dwarka. Well, first he went to the Lakshmi. And Lakshmi said, oh no, this would not be proper. Then he went to the queens of Dwarka. And they said, oh no, that would be offensive. We should not do that. And then he went to the gopis of Vrindavan. They said, here, take the dust. And he said, but you will go to hell. Well, that's all right. The important thing is that Krishna is okay. So a devotee of Krishna, this is the mood of the gopi. Then everything, samsirir harito shanam, everything is for the pleasure of Krishna. That is the goal of our life, that Krishna is happy. Just like we see Mother Yashoda, she's always in anxiety that Krishna has eaten. Of course, every mother is like this. Every mother with their child, there are many mothers here, you know, that you're always thinking, has my child eaten enough? Even though they may have just eaten 16-course meal. They think, oh, you must eat more. The mother is always like that. A mother is always in anxiety about the child. But that anxiety causes bliss. So also a devotee is always in anxiety. Just like if one is a pure devotee of Krishna, you're always free from anxiety and you're always in anxiety. How is that possible? You're always free from anxiety because you've taken shelter of Krishna. Maya is very difficult, very, very difficult to escape. But if we surrender to Krishna, we go beyond Maya and we are free from all anxiety. But there is a thing called spiritual anxiety. Spiritual anxiety means that how can I please Krishna more? How can I make Krishna more happy? How can I do more for Krishna? But that anxiety gives us spiritual bliss. So Krishna says, Yatum, if you perform devotional service to me, you can know me. Prashtum, not only can you know me, you can see me. And Pravashtum, you can enter into the mystery of my existence.
Krishna says in the 9th chapter of Bhagavad Gita that Bhagavad Gita is Rajabhuyam. It will reveal Krishna. But how will it reveal Krishna? Then we have to be Nirahankara. Idam tate guyatamam prabhaksham yana suyave. And to be free from ahankara means prabhaksham ya anasuyave. We have to be free from envy. We have to be free from the idea that everything is made for my pleasure. This is ahankara. Everything is for me. Just like driving in India. No, everybody pushes ahead. I'm the most important person. But a devotee always stays behind. A devotee thinks, when we first become devotees, we may respect the Guru. Maybe if the Guru tells us something nice, doesn't make too many demands, okay, he's all right. Guru is okay. But when we become more advanced, we accept all the devotees as Guru. That is Madhyamadika. And when we become more advanced, we become Uttam Adhikar. And that means that everybody in the universe is my Guru. Everything is my Guru. Every action, everything that happens in my life is Guru. Otherwise, the more lotus feet I have above my head, the safer I am. But ahankar means I want everyone below my feet. And so we have to get this up. Rakashtu, or Rahasyam Idam Uttamam, as Krishna says in the 4th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. I will reveal all the mysteries. Actually, there is nothing mysterious. Of course, Queen Kunti, she says there are some very mysterious things about Krishna, like his Damodar Leela. We just finished, a month back, Damodar Leela. So, what is mysterious? She says that fear personified is afraid of Krishna. That which causes fear in the hearts of every living entity is afraid of Krishna. But Krishna is afraid of Mother Yashoda. This is very mysterious. But a devotee understands this. This is called Prema Bhakti. In Prema Bhakti, there is competition between Krishna and his devotees. So we want the mood of the devotees and Srimad Bhagavatam, Pramanam Amalam. Srimad Bhagavatam is the perfect basis for everything, even the Vedic literature, because the Srimad Bhagavatam manifested to specifically explain the purport of the Vedas. Arjuna, now of course here in South India, the traditions are a little stricter than other places. Krishna says, Pragunya Vishaya Vedo Nishpragunya Bhavar. He says, Arjuna, be a little careful with the Vedas, because mainly they're speaking about how to live, how to perform pravritti marg, be happy within the modes of nature. Try to be in goodness, but passion is okay. Ignorance is unavoidable. Passion is okay. And goodness, it's a little hard to achieve. That's basically where most people are. That's how they're thinking. They like the mode of passion. Mode of passion means I work very hard and I get some results. Mode of ignorance means I don't work and I get no result. The only result is sleeping. And mode of goodness means I work very hard and I desire no result. I want the result to be enjoyed by Krishna. So this is what we should be trying to achieve. But the Vedas say we should try to achieve liberation. So I wanted to read one very beautiful verse written by Sri Sanatana Goswami that explains about liberation. I'll just read the translation. Oh, I don't have the translation. So basically he's saying that all glories to Krishna, who is the object of prema bhakti, who is the object of pure devotion. He is the absolute truth. His lotus feet are the absolute truth to which the Vedas themselves are surrendered. As Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, the Vedas, the purpose of the Vedas is to understand me. So then he says, if we understand that the most confidential truth of the Vedas is found in surrendering to the lotus feet of Krishna, then mukti, mukti vartati sharana kama vaishnava jajamana. Then mukti, liberation personified, she surrenders unto the lotus feet of bhakti because the devotees have abandoned her. Like mukti, generally speaking, so many people are surrendering that they want liberation. That we say dharma, artha, kama, moksha. That people want to enjoy life, and then gradually to enjoy life, you have to work hard. And to make sure that your work produces something very nice, we want dharma. And ultimately, the goal of all that is mukti, liberation. But here, mukti says, that unfortunately, the devotees of the Lord, whom I want to take shelter of, they have abandoned me. They don't want mukti. They don't want to be liberated. They don't care. They only want to serve Krishna. If they're in the material world or in the spiritual world, they don't care. They simply want to please Krishna. So she said, this has put me in a very dangerous position. I have no shelter. And therefore, this verse says, Mukti Devi is looking at the lotus feet of Bhakti Devi. She doesn't even look at her face because Bhakti Devi is so elevated. Mukti thinks, I cannot achieve. Bhakti is so elevated. I cannot even achieve it. Therefore, I'm looking at her lotus feet, begging for some shelter because the Vaishnavas have abandoned me. And because I have taken shelter of Bhakti, now japa, yajana, tapasya, nyasanishtam, vihayam. I am giving up. These are the four things that generally are offered to mukti. The brahmacharis, they do japa, no? And they do sarana bhakti. And so she says, japa, yajana, the grihastas, they do yajna, and they do worship. So these people look for me in that way. And the vanaprasthas, they do tapas, tapasya. And the sannyasis do nyasa. But all these things, I'm not looking for them anymore. Because now that I've seen bhakti, I want to take everyone to the lotus feet of bhakti. And therefore, Mangala Thakur, he said, Mukti Swayam, Mukali Tam Jali, that Mukti Devi is standing like this, looking at the devotee. Once we become devotees of Krishna, then even liberation becomes our servant, and Maya becomes our servant. Actually, Maya is always trying to serve the devotee. Actually, when Krishna was present so many years, 5,000 years ago, at the end of his pastime, Maya Devi came to him and she said, my Lord, I want to serve you directly. I'm always having to give problems to so many people. I give problems to everyone. But Krishna said, your service is very valuable. because you are testing everyone to see if they really want to serve me or not. Therefore, you are doing a wonderful service for me. He said, yes, but I want to serve you directly. Please allow me to serve you directly. And Krishna thought, and he said, the next time I come to this material world, you will be my devotee. And you will serve me in the best way by serving my devotee. And therefore, Krishna appeared in Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And Maya appeared as the servant of Haridas Thakur. She tested Haridas Thakur. Haridas Thakur was tested twice, once by a prostitute and once by Maya Devi herself. And he told Maya Devi, now you serve Krishna by worshiping Tulasi for the rest of your life. And she was so happy. I don't have to punish anyone. I don't have to give anybody problems. But those problems, even when Maya gives them to us, we should understand that everything that's happening in my life is Krishna's mercy. Lord Brahma, he prays to Krishna. He says, he says that, my dear Lord, you are Anukampa. You are a total manifestation of mercy, and therefore I will patiently await that mercy in whatever form it comes, however it may manifest. I worship that opportunity, and if you chastise me, or if you embrace me, or if you forget about me, it's like in Rath Yatra, here we have Lord Jagannath in our temple. So Lord Jagannath in Rath Yatra, the famous Rath Yatra where Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came. So they began a conversation. Jagannath was in the position of Krishna. Krishna feeling the separation from Radharani. This is why Jagannath looks like. Big eyes. Why? Because he's remembering Vrindavan. And when he remembers Vrindavan, his arms and his legs go into his body. And his eyes become very big. And his smile, he has the biggest smile of anyone. Has anyone seen a bigger smile than that? From one ear to another. And why? Because he's remembering himself in Vrindavan. And he's remembering especially the gopis and Srimati Radharani. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Krishna with the sentiment of Radharani, remembering, she's remembering Krishna and Krishna in Vrindavan. So they're conversing. Jagannath is Krishna, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Radharani. So Krishna tells the gopis in Kurukshetra, they say, Krishna, please come back to Vrindavan. And Radharani appeals directly in the form of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. I please take your lotus feet and put them back in Vrindavan. He says, well, you're recognizing me as the supreme person, therefore you can meditate on me. But Radharani says, that's an absurd proposition because I'm trying to forget you and I can't forget you. I'm doing everything I can to forget about you, but I can't forget you. So why do you say I should meditate on you? I am always meditating. Even though I try not to meditate, I can't stop. So why are you telling me to meditate? And as far as the gopis, they don't like meditation. They want to serve your lotus feet. So why are you making these foolish suggestions, Krishna? This is a relationship. Of course, we can't address Krishna like that. We have to address Krishna with love, awe, and reverence, and beg his mercy. Now, many people, they ask for blessing and benediction because, as Krishna says in this verse, I am the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And So we want his blessing. People always ask me, because I'm a sannyasi, please give your blessing. I say, all right, I'll give you a blessing. Here is the blessing, right here. 700 blessings, all in one. And if you want more blessings, well, we'll give you Srimad Bhagavatam. 18,000 blessings, all in one. And if you want more blessings, we'll give you Chaitanya Charitamrita. So many thousands of blessings more. So we have unlimited blessings. And I will conclude with this. First, I tell a little story about Bhagavad Gita. One man came to Srila Prabhupada and he said, can you show me Krishna? So Srila Prabhupada said, you want to know about Krishna, but you have no qualification. He said, just like one may have an automobile, and the automobile, the motor stops. So the man, he lifts up the hood, the front part of the automobile, and he looks at the motor. He sees the motor. But the mechanic comes, he also sees the motor, but he sees the problem. He sees inside the motor. But a common man cannot see that. So he says the mechanic, because he has the qualification. So he says, you want to see God, and I want to see God. I have the qualification. I can see God. I see Krishna at every moment, but you cannot see. But the man said, but Swamiji, can you please show me God? And Prabhupada said, yes, I can show you right here. And he gave him Bhagavad Gita. There is God. Now you want to know God? You read this Bhagavad Gita. Then you will know God. So this is our blessing. And we should take this blessing. Just to conclude, we should remember in the Damodar Leela that Yashoda was always binding Krishna, putting more ropes together, but always what? Missing two fingers. So what are those two fingers? The first one is the causeless mercy of Krishna. That causeless mercy is all around us here in the temple, in the association of devotees, in the holy name of Krishna, in Krishna Prasad. So many manifestations of mercy. And what is the other finger? Our effort, our desire, our willingness to take that mercy. The mercy is there. Sometimes we think, oh, Krishna, please give me your mercy. He's already given it. He's given it in abundance. But we are not taking it. That's the problem. So we have to learn to take Krishna's mercy any way it comes. If it comes in the form of a difficulty, Srila Prabhupada explained this. Please read the purport to Bhagavad Gita 256. Srila Prabhupada explains very beautifully. He says that if there are some difficulties in life, we should think, I deserve so much more difficulty, but Krishna has only given me this small amount, just enough to remember that this material, that's not enough verse. That's something that actually Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur said. He's just giving us enough to make us remember that this material world is not my home. Where is my home? Shri Guru Charana Padma. That my home is at the lotus feet of Shri Guru and of Vaishnava. That's my real home. Otherwise, in the service of the Lord, that's my real home. And then Prabhupada says, and if I get favorable material situations, it's not that I think, oh, finally Krishna is giving me some money or some facility to enjoy this world. That's unfortunately sometimes we think like that. Oh, I serve Krishna nicely. Now he's compensating, giving me some money, giving me some facility. No. We should think now Krishna is giving me the opportunity to do more service, taking up more responsibilities for him. He's giving me this opulence. Opulence means more responsibility to use Krishna's energy properly. So we always remember this, then we'll always be happy in Krishna consciousness. Otherwise, as Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, we will spend our whole life trying to eliminate miseries and trying to create happiness. And generally, neither one of them works. We can't create permanent happiness and we can't get rid of all misery. So it's a futile effort. The real effort is to try to please. So thank you all very much for your kind attention. I know when we have a question, this is a good way to continue, especially with this wonderful music in the background. We may not be able to hear the question. You mentioned Krishna is a person. Please clarify if his actions will attract punya and papa. His actions. No, his actions will attract punya. They will go beyond punya. Punya means punya and papa are it's just like you have a coin. So punya is heads and papa is tails. The same thing. Just like Srila Prabhupada used to say, that if you take the cow dung, he would say that capitalism is like one side of the cow dung and communism is the other side. So it's just two sides of the same thing. So punya and papa, they both keep us in the material world. And sometimes punya is more dangerous than papa. If we do papa, then we understand that this is bad, this is wrong, I should give it up. But sometimes when we have punya, we think, oh, now I can be very happy and enjoy. And we forget about Krishna. Just like Mani Griva and Nalakubara. They became intoxicated and they forgot about Krishna. And what was the result? Living for millions of years as trees. We see these trees, they suffer so much and for so long. But of course, because they were cursed, if you get cursed by a devotee cannot curse. A devotee can only give blessings. Only angry Brahmins curse. Sometimes Brahmins get a little carried away. But there's always a benefit. But when a devotee curses you, then it's a benefit only. And it's really not a curse, it's a blessing. So his actions will attract us. Therefore, Krishna says about Bhagavad Gita, Maya Saktamana Bharata Yogam Janmanashtaya. You should simply become attracted to me. And if you do that, then Asamshayam, Samagram Mam, then all of your doubts, all of your misgivings will all go away. So this is what we should do. This is what the result is. Indeed, is it because of that he takes many births, which are called avatars? Otherwise, no, actually, he doesn't take births, he appears. Krishna says, Ajopi Sam Abhiyatma, Bhutana Vishvaropi Sam. That although it appears that I'm born, I'm just appearing. And even when I'm a little baby, Krishna, Bhutanam Ishvaropi Sam. I am still the Lord of the living entity. I can kill Putana at 3 months old. I can destroy Shakatasura at 3 months old. I can kill Trinavarta at 1 year old. So he's actually never born. He's Ajahn. And so he doesn't come to give us punya and to take away our papa. He comes, Shinvasam Sarkata Krishna Punya Shavana. He gives us the transcendental puja, which comes from Shravana and Kirtan, which comes from chanting and prayer. So again, I thank you all very much for your kind attention, and may Krishna bless you all by ever increasing taste for chanting His holy name and for serving Him with all your endeavors, all your Paramahansa, all your actions, all your thoughts, and all your words. And then your life will be successful. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki, Ananta Buddhi Vaishnava ki, Jai Gaur Hare.